Hello everyone, and what is going on? Hyperion-Blue-GT here. Let's get ready to enter for today's lap time challenge on Gran Turismo 7. For today's racetrack, we'll be taking on in the reverse direction of Broadbean Raceway. We'll be using the Amuse NISMO 380RS Super Leggera. We'll go for the professional tune car for only one basic racing circuit. Just to have 32.698 seconds to go hard for gold in about 2 million credits, as the ranking registration period will end in about over 3 hours left. But it'll have to go faster to see how it turns out to have some main turns, including the final turn on the opposite we'll take on in the 90-degree angle. Just to have right turn on the main direction to go for the high speed according to the BOP/tuning prohibited. The track limit is about to be set in normal, and the penalty for only 2 types with the shortcut and wall collision is going to get much more bitter on the lights. So after all, this road car is now actually to become as a professional tune car made by Amuse that is actually to be based on the Nissan 350 Z in America and also in Japan, known as the Fair Lady Z. Just to have a most finest professional tune car ever since from Gran Turismo 5 Prologue and now being returned to Gran Turismo 7. So I hope I'll have to be ready up and see the contest will have to go faster by exactly in over 31 minutes. The power will have to go stable to be on the main position in 380 horsepower and weight to be stationary in 3,020 pounds. BOP is about to be applied on the high-speed track and see how it goes. So as always, if you're new to my YouTube channel, be sure click the subscribe button, then leave a like and comment at the section down below. Check out the links on the description if you want to see more. Don't forget to click the bell for notification on upcoming content videos in the later future. Let's get ready to go and enter for today's lap time challenge. Let's begin. As the condition is about to be turns out to be a bit much more warmer and partly cloudy around in the area. Just to have the perfect time on the track with no spectators around and the best time moment to see how one professional tune car will be put up to this part of the challenge to see how faster, challenging, and go quicker to have a piece of cake. So I have to do and get down to do some basic workout without any helping hand assistant on the ranking board. For starters, I just went down and took one session to go around in 34.691 seconds to be on the bronze, just to have the main purpose to be tried out and drivable on the Amuse NISMO 380RS. By the look at the interior view, it still has the same treatment from the PS3 era of Gran Turismo 5 Prologue and Gran Turismo 6. Very good capable tune car and works specifically on the track to have some different features and settings remain the same. So I just took 3 turns and here comes the 90-degree angle at the final turn on number 4. Very good, excellent direction, and do the main purpose to go around in 33.691 seconds. Up to lap number 2 and go faster, quicker, and masterful to be aimed towards onto turn number 2. Just to have a piece of cake, and then it'll have to go harder, faster, and stay on the line. The sound of the engine looks so very different from the PS3 era, but I kinda like it. But it may be quite possible you might have to take endurance skill for this lap time challenge whenever you like to pick, but there will be some less spectators who will be welcome to come and watch the show. There we go. Gonna stay on track and don't get off the track to avoid a penalty. That's how it is always about meant to be basic. That's a good run. Now go for only 0.1 seconds to be on the same time and in 0.488 seconds. Fourth lap, going clear and stay on the track racing in Northern Iso Speedway from Texas. This track is going to get much more basic to have some tight turns, straightaways. Amp up the good turn. Avoid wall contact without a penalty. That's 33.364 seconds. Still need to do some work and do that inside on the opposite direction in turn 1. So I'll have to be on the hood cam just to give a good better view. So try and find your good strategy when you're facing turn 4 as your main cue, as you may enter for every lap on the track when you're in Broadbean Raceway. The basic racetrack for only one professional tune car to have the main excellent strategy to go over the outside earlier and do that inside on turn 1. Turn 2 might be going a bit complicated to have the quickest way to go in there without any contact before entered on the second 2 on turn 3. There goes the push. Now go for the brake. Watch yourself. Always meant to go exercise caution if I had to take a good aim position to master it on the 90-degree angle when you're in the reverse. That's the 7th lap. Keep at it and go simple in and out. This could be a very tough challenge for only one part of the piece of cake moment, but I thought this is going to get much more pretty intermediate to go for the medium. Next lap on number 8. So check the yellow highlights if you might gonna see it. That's where the outside cornering is going to do your best main part. So I had to give it a try and go for having a behind decent. Okay, that's one contact. Here comes the 9th lap. Just like that, outside cornering, make your best way to go improvement to stay on the main line. Okay, so much for doing a good cornering on the acceleration when you're in turn 3. But nowadays, this tune car might be quite very good for every 2 weeks on the duration is now being available from earlier July and middle. 10th lap, up I go. Keep it up. Do that inside cornering to be on the main method. So it'll have to be safer, lighter, and tighter by approaching onto turn 2 and 3. Oof, there goes the contact. Looks like it just took one mistake. Gonna have to slow down quickly to avoid a compromise penalty. That's 33.304 seconds. Next up on lap 11. Okay, there it goes. Now, turn 2 might be going a bit contested, challenging grip. But the faster it gets lighter, the harder it will get onto turn 4 at the 90-degree angle. That's 0.209 seconds. Stay in tip-top shape, you guys. I know that you already took it, but you'll have to go harder and much more decent acceleration and cornering when you get the chance. Okay, that's a good torque. Check and stay on the main low minus gap. That's 0.141 seconds in around 33 seconds. Okay, it's so very hard to do that performance on the inside on turn 2. Same goes for the combination is need to do some configuration in turn 3. So let's try it on the 14th lap. We're gonna do the outside. Do that good line. Presto, breako. Just to have the matter of the acceleration to go and overcome many obstacles. That's 0.104 seconds. 15 lap, just only 5 more to go, additionally remaining. Okay, that was so close. Still got some main decent paces left, you guys. So, just 4 more remaining. Okay, watch out for turn 3. Gonna do it. And there goes the contact. So very close. So very close that I just almost had that good turn on number 4 at the 90-degree angle. But after all, practice well and do it right, because you might gonna have to do well expert to be master on broad beam raceway to go basic as the advanced lap time challenger. But I'm so very close. So completely close, because I still got 3 laps remaining for my main curation. Still yet to be around in 33 seconds. Now, just gonna have to do that pattern. Outside first, inside, go on the second in the first turn. Still not yet to be improved. Well, maybe change of plans, might have to go on the controller settings. Just to have sensitivity to go adjusted to be around onto the force feedback and the torque itself. So it'll have to give it much more working methods to see how it turns out when you're having some troubling situation to do this lap time strategy. So it'll have to give it much more quick improvement to see how the handling will give a good feedback response. No contact for today. Now, go for the new lap. Number 20, here I come. Okay, looks like it's on the right respawn. You'll have to do it safely and faster to get it well tight. That's 33.93 seconds with adding up a 0. Okay, very decent work. Looks like I just almost there and reached the goal in time. So it'll have to take 0.2 seconds, and there it goes. Made it on to 32 seconds with adding a decimal in 0.825. Almost a bit closer at least. So I'll have to give this part of the method strategy, we'll give it a get-go. 23rd lap enters and stay on the main track of the line. Hold it steady as it goes. This will have to do it perfectly right in the bag. .23rd lap clear. Here comes the 24th lap. Going up the track, that's not okay to do that. Okay, just gonna have to go back onto the settings and give a good feedback max torque on the 9 and sensitivity on the 10. Let's see how it works, because just gonna take a quick time and get back on the running session. Okay, there goes the second turn on the inside curve. Very tricky. It takes a lack of endurance and exercise workout to see one pro tune car on the Nissan 350 set. But it's a very good, excellent tune car, that is, because I'm just gonna have to get down to do some main hard topic and focusing strategy on this track to see how I can do it. Okay, keep it good wide open. Looks like today's total mileage is 33.6 miles. That's it. Keep at it on the go. Practice and do that perfect reflex when facing a deal on turn 1 through 3. And turn 4 is going to be the hard part of the best. Well, I know this is going to have to take 30 laps. We'll have to do this for only one session to go entered on the second session. Okay, change of plans. Now, gonna have to take a good sensitivity to be reduced onto 6 and stay on a 10. I know this is gonna be a very tough lap time challenge to see a Challenger tune car might be quite going capable onto the basic track. But more speed, handling, and increased acceleration is always meant to have my best type. Okay, stay on track. My ghost car is still putting up with some punches by pulling through. Here comes the last lap on session 2. Steer that good position. Let's get it done and pull it all in. Come on. Just going to punch that pace in. Brake on the 40 degree on number 4. 90 degree angle that is, we'll have to do it a bit more concentration because brake zone is always trying to get my best cue. Okay, a bit of partly cloudy is further away. Right on the main condition to go for having a bright and sunny day to go in the clear sky. Still by around in 32 seconds. Okay, there we go. Ghost car still pulling up with some tricks. Alright, so looks like new record by the update in 32.820 seconds. Still not yet to be over soon because all I had to catch up and keep master to pull through around in turn 2 and 3 on Broadbean Raceway. Only on the reverse direction, but the skills and tricky is meant to be quite pretty much more example without any helping hand assistant to do the main part of the segment. So, gonna have to exit out. Best time is now going clear for only one day and 40.5 miles on today's driving marathon after went down to do some test attempt. But 4-star roulette ticket is now being received. Then let's have a good look. The graph and analysis has now been served for having a best time record on session 2 for only exactly in 33 laps on the reverse direction. So let's have a good look to scroll down and go to sector 1. On lap 24 that has a very good seconds in 14.820 as sector 2 is now going below on to lap 30. 17.738 seconds. Very good. Just to have the main improvement and beat on every 2 sectors around the track to go basic, harder, faster, handling, and more advanced. But very much more impressive that is, after I just took one session to do the main example on the bronze before going up in the update is now currently by between in silver or bronze or maybe the gold that is because we always gonna have to go hard for gold. But there it goes, 32.820 seconds on the silver. Position is now at 41,246 place. Alright folks, next up before start on attempt number 2 in session 3, replay icon is now going temporarily to have 3,392nd position by the UK Gran Turismo player TCR_Titney in the same Amuse NISMO 380RS Super Leggera. Time to load up the Ghost, time to get prepared, and putting up with some changes onto the sensitivity and feedback onto the max torque. Just to have some recommendation to have main part to be on the 5 in the max torque and go for the 10 in feedback sensitivity. Let's give it a good feel. Also to have one other thing to build your perfect line to go around in 32 seconds to have a best hard purpose if you can master on 4 turns by the differences on the outside or inside in turn 1. As the timer resume and go for the new session. So keep this puppy uptight. Stay focused on turn 2 and do that perfect line to go inside towards the outside on turn 3 by around in sector 2. With all that paces and cornering on the main elevation to the length of the track, it gets wide open to do that main purpose to go all in to have a good line, you guys. A bit challenging could be a bit more difficult by that means. Alright, there we go. Looks like this could get much more pretty clear and simple. So I just made it and go for only 0.673 seconds and 32 seconds. Very nice. Very good and solid bind to be cleared by the main outcome. Well, let's exit and give a good look to have the best time ever since I just took for only one part of the session for only 2 times and the next part of the clip. So I just went down to do some number of sessions to go in total is currently to be at number 9. For only second lap is now being highlighted on sector 1 and 2 is now placement to be in 14.951 seconds and 17.722 seconds. All that hard work, perfect moment, and face up onto turn 1 between the outside or inside to have a main perfect strategy to see how it turns out by the main update. But it turns out I was right. Solid gold and perfect objective is now going clear by the update, and 31,808 place is now going placement to be at 0.673 seconds. Solid gold, baby. Piece of cake and one part of the session to go all out endurance. One replay and the ghost lab is now doing much more fun, thrill, fantastic to go remarkable. Just to have the longer or shorter part of the video segment ever since I just come here for only one best lap time challenge to go piece of cake. 4 turns and basic workout for only one professional tune car is all I need, and I can't wait to see how it turns out before tomorrow. We'll be doing the main outcome as we're about to be racing by using one Gran Turismo Red Bull X 2014 Junior. We'll be on the track. So, it turns out that I just took a good perfect moment in the goal until being updated by a few days later until it put me back into the silver. Just to have 1 million credits to be on a reminder, so you might gonna have to step it up and try your best out there to be currently using with the Amuse NISMO 380RS Super Leggera is now actually to have a long time comeback ever since from Gran Turismo 5 and Gran Turismo 6 to have the first ever debut to be on the main racetrack on Broadbean Raceway in reverse direction. But I'll have to take it, and so much development things to do, you guys, because I just going to keep working and go proceed forward onto the next track for the Red Bull X 2014 Junior. Will be at Spa-Francorchamps, will be set and go available on the duration for every 2 weeks. Just to have 11 days left until Autodrome Lago Maggiore West End for the Group 3 category, and about 4 days left before the next video. And even of course to have one other thing, because the final round of the Porsche Esports Challenge USA 2023 will be at Daytona International Speedway in the road course by using with the Porsche 911 RSR Type 991 2017 will go for the final round. Time to go and ready to wrap this up before at the end of the video. Total Drama Revenge of the Island team variation liveries will be set and go smooth sailing by the development. But you guys might gonna check it out and be there on time before next month in August. Total Drama All Stars to have heroic hamsters and villainous vultures along with some more characters will be added as well. As the Vision Total Drama roadmap will be continued on. Thank you for watching on my video in Gran Turismo 7, folks. I hope you enjoyed. Go subscribe to my YouTube channel for a like, comment, and click the bell for a notification on upcoming content videos if you'd like to see. Don't forget to check it out on any social media platforms like DeviantArt, Twitter, Instagram, GT Planet, and more for see for my own image artwork like UDRS livery, Total Drama fan art with card liveries, and more whenever you're welcome at any time. I'll be seeing you guys next time on Gran Turismo 7, and I look forward to see you again in the next video. Keep on racing, stay clean.